morning. I'm Frank Powers, and this is Lifestyle Tucson, the program where I speak to our neighbors, the people behind the scenes of our amazing organizations, small businesses, and nonprofits. Our friends are informing you how they serve our community, and they are here to give you updates on future projects. Let's make some new friends today. Today, I'm fortunate enough to speak with Celina Robles, Preschool Program Coordinator for Tucson Unified School District, as well as Amy Morales-Baum, First Things First, Pima North Regional Director. Ladies, welcome to Lifestyle Tucson.
Thank you for having us.
Hi.
I'm very excited to talk to you. I love talking to everyone about educating all the kids here in Tucson, and we're going to be helping out a lot of parents and families learn about all the school resources and specifically the after-school resources here in Tucson. So let's help some people out by talking about the Tucson Unified School District and some of the programs going on. And that's what Celina's here to speak about. So why don't we get people started about some of the things that parents should be aware of when we're talking about the Tucson Unified School Districts.
Hi, thank you for having us today to talk about that. TUSD has a wide range of programs available for different families. So working families, stay-at-home families, so with half care, before and after school care, tuition and non-tuition programs. And so I'm just here to talk about the different programs available for all our families in the community.
Yeah, and there's a lot, and there's a few options. Some are free, some are offered for reasonable tuitions, and some you can obviously get assistance for. And all our preschools follow standards from the Arizona Department of Education to ensure high-quality learning experiences for children. So why don't we just start with our youngest little kids, and what are we doing for early learning centers? This is ages 6 weeks to 5 years.
Yes, so TUSD has two programs, one on the west side of town, which is our Brickta Early Learning Center. And then on the east side of town, we have Shoemaker Early Learning Center. We have amazing staff and coordinators that have the program for our 6 weeks all the way to 5-year-olds. We do have a curriculum on site. We also have curriculum service providers that are coaches that provide on-site technical assistance for our teachers and for our young learners. So there's a lot of resources in our early learning centers.
That's great. Now, let me turn to you. How does First Things First get a little involved in some of the early childhood help and development with some of these programs before we deep dive into what First Things First does in a little while? I don't want it just sitting here staring at us chatting.
First Things First supports our TUSD centers and many others throughout the town in many different ways. But in this particular context, we provide scholarships through our Quality First Scholarship program that's in partnership with the Pima County Board of Supervisors PEEPS program.
Oh, we'll talk about PEEPS.
And we will be talking about that more later. And in addition, we also do many other supports when it comes to providing the Quality First program, which helps give supports to our educators, make sure that our centers of high quality and that they're getting any kind of professional development that they need to be able to be successful in the classrooms.
That's super, super important to get all the support that one can, especially when we're talking about the early development of these kids, and especially trying to help underfunded families and people in need. Depending on some of these boundaries or how some of this works, the Tucson Unified School boundaries, correct? Is that how some of the things work when it comes to the help that you can receive?
It depends on the program that you're applying for. So for our inclusive programs that we do have located in elementary schools, they do have to be living in the TUSD boundaries. It's free of cost. But if you are a working parent or if you're a parent that lives outside of the TUSD boundary, you can also apply for the tuition preschool programs that are in elementary schools and Brickta and Shoemaker as well.
Okay, fantastic. Well, let's move on to then the community preschools. These are ages 3, 4, and 5, tuition-based 5 days a week. That's your next program. Tell me about that one.
So our tuition community education programs, we offer a wide range of preschool options for children. Some are free and others are available for a reasonable tuition. So our tuition-based preschools view children as feeling, thinking, creative, and growing individuals. So we offer a high-quality, standard-based curriculum that focus on academics and social and emotional learning through play. Teachers establish strong relationships with students due to smaller class sizes. Each program is licensed by the Arizona Department of Health Services and accepts DES as well.
Oh.
So we have half-day and full-day tuition programs.
Well, that's really good. All right. You obviously read that out of a book, though. Tell me what it means to you.
What it means to me, we have some great community and our elementary schools that we have a collaboration with the principal. Coordinators are also able to collaborate and make meaningful connections, making sure that the homeschool is available for kids as young as 3 years old, and support the siblings, right, that we can have before and after school program as well.
Yeah, homeschool, very important. I do talk to a lot of homeschool groups as well, and they're always looking for resources and need a lot of help. A lot of people want to even take that big jump to being full-time homeschool, but it's hard. It's hard, but I don't think it's as hard as people think. They just need the information, the resources, and a little bit of a leg up that some of these great programs are doing, some of the ones that you're doing, as well as some of the things that First Things First is doing that we'll get to in a little while. I do want to talk about now, since we were speaking about First Things First, what's Peeps Preschools, and what are delicious marshmallow chicks doing to help our children? Let me ask you.
So I love, Peeps. Okay. So in Pima County, we have a super amazing opportunity where our local governments came together, including our Oro Valley and Marana cities, and the whole picture came together to say we want to invest in early childhood. So some of the scholarships that are out there for children and families typically have been from DES, the Department of Economic Security. But in this case, our local government said we want to invest in this. So they did. And so that's what the PEEPS program, or the Pima County Early Education Program Scholarships Program is. You might see some of their billboards across the city. And what they did is, in investing this, they created opportunity for children ages 3 to 5 to attend preschool. And schools have opened up through the local school districts. So TUSD has a number of classrooms that are open, solely being funded by PEEPS programs, along with AMFI and many other school districts. Along with many of our centers and providers, home providers have been able to receive these scholarships as well if they are participating in the Quality First program, and they are licensed through DES certification.
Okay. Is there a deadline or a window in which organizations can apply to get these sort of scholarships?
So at this point in time, in terms of being an organization that is a part of it, you need to either be DES certified or a part of Quality First, and that's for the provider and provider side. In terms of parents, they can apply anytime to any of these programs, assuming that there is space. And we do know that we do have programs that have space. TUSD is one of them. And so you can talk to your local TUSD district and say, do you have any space in your PEEPS program?
Well, look at that. You just got to ask these questions, and we're helping you know what questions to ask. That's what Lifestyle Tucson's all about. Remember, get your number 2 pencils ready. You got to write down all these notes. So talk to me about the PEEPS preschools and how the free income for eligible families works with ages 3, 4, and 5 as one of your programs in the school district.
Yeah, so TUSD is really excited. We opened our 10th classroom this year.
Wow.
With the support of Pima County and the city of Tucson. Families that are eligible, we're hosting maybe 200 families that are currently have applied through our website and have qualified financially for the scholarship. We have certified teachers and teacher assistants, so we have a total of 3 staff members with 18 students.
Okay.
And so our goal, again, is to focus those homeschool in partnership with our elementary schools, so that way our students can have a smooth transition into kindergarten.
Well, that's what you want, because, again, a lot of it is about the mental health and the emotional health and well-being of the kids. Those transitions can be very jarring. So that is a very, very important thing to take note of. I do love hearing that. And the inclusive preschools is the last thing that I have listed as far as your programs are concerned. This is for ages 3 and 4, and it does seem to have a little bit of a deadline on it, but it's free for qualifying kids with developmental delays, 2.5 hours daily. Tell me more about this one.
So our inclusive program has a collaboration or partnership with our Child Find department in TUSD. So our Title I funded program meets children with academic and social and emotional need. Place 8 students, and then our Child Find process that have maybe a special need or a concern have 8 other students placed. So we have a total of 16 students in one session, AM and PM. We have availability 4 days a week. We have certified staff to also support our families, 2.5 hours, 4 days a week. I mentioned that already, but We have the partnership to be within the elementary schools to also have that early intervention for our young learners that have had maybe some delays or possibly some speech or maybe just some social and emotional support.
Yeah, that, again, so inclusive and important. That's the inclusive preschools program here. Speaking with TUSD and speaking with Celina Robles about everything going on in the Tucson Unified School District. Where can people get more information about everything going on if they do have some questions to ask?
We have made our process really easily accessible. So if the families can apply online by going to our TUSD One website, or if they want to go to their home school, for example, if they want to go to Pueblo Gardens and they go into the elementary website, they can click on the button that says preschool. And our application is easily accessible to either apply on our smartphone, tablet, desktop. They can even go to the school to borrow the technology for that. All forms are translated in their own language. So once the family applies online, one of our department representatives would be calling them so that way they can go ahead and be placed in the classroom. There is no deadline on when to apply. They can apply at any time when they are looking for care.
That's fantastic. And again, this same content that we're talking about and same subject matter we're talking about, you're going to be talking about in Spanish, so you can look for that. I'll give you some of the details in the roundup here at the end when I talk about everything going on. But we are producing this bilingual on our Spanish stations as well, so all of our Spanish-speaking Tucsonans can get all this information as well and get that bilingual education to them so that they know what's going on in and around the area of Tucson, and they can help their kids as well, and everyone has an equal opportunity to get the advancements that we're all looking for. I'll tell you what, I think that was a pretty good sentence. Not too bad. Let's move on to First Things First Arizona and what they're doing to help the TUSD. That's why everyone's here together, because it's about partnerships and teaming up to get all of our goals really met, especially when they are the goals of children. So First Things First is Arizona's early childhood agency committed to the healthy development and learning of young children from birth to age 5. Can you give me a little bit of a 101 about the history of the organization and what it's really all about?
Yeah, so First Things First is a voter-created state agency that is dedicated to the first 5 years for children. We fund a number of programs and services for babies, toddlers, preschoolers, and their families. And these programs and services are free for young children and families.
That's amazing. That's Amy Morales-Baum, First Things First, Pima North Regional Director. And I got a few questions for you because this is, again, a very important topic. And it's really something that I do like to focus on that I haven't gotten to focus on as much on Lifestyle Tucson is, again, the education and help of young children. I often talk about like poverty and health in general, but more like illness. It's nice to talk about something we're all facing, and that's just getting the best education. All right, so keep going on about some of the programs that First Things First Arizona is actually offering.
So we offer a number of programs, and many of them are focused on those first few years to make sure that when children's brains are developing in their fastest, when they have their fastest time of development, we are making a difference. And so some of those programs include home visitation programs, nurse-family partnership, professional development for early childhood educators, and Quality First and Quality First scholarships. Those are programs that are dedicated to our early childhood providers, both in-home care and our center providers and our school-based programs.
What are the goals like using these programs? I mean, obviously the goal is just like we're all doing our best, but what are your like specific goals, like a mission statement in a way?
The mission of First Things First is that children are ready for school when they hit kindergarten.
Okay.
And we do that in a number of ways. And one of these ways is through our Quality First programs that allow children to get the very best education from the beginning and allow parents the opportunity to have high quality care for their children where they know their children are going to be safe and loved and are learning every single day to set them up for success.
So how would you define like quality childcare and preschool?
That is a great question. So there's many elements that make up quality care, and you can learn more about them at firstthingsfirst.org. But a few things to consider are skilled teachers who turn everyday experiences into learning moments and give children the individual attention they need, learning environments that nurture their development holistically, emotional, social, language, and cognitive development, and learning environments where you feel safe sending your child, and opportunities for active play and hands-on exploration throughout the day.
I think play is such a big part of growing up that just seems to be getting a little more just like art and music always get cut, right? That's what we always hear. That freedom to play is something I think adults need to relearn a lot. Take it from a very silly guy. Being able to be loose, imaginative, really trying to get kids to be creative, especially in this technology world, where they are a little glued to the screens. You got to really try to remind them that pretend is so important.
Most definitely. And I think if you walk into any of our high quality centers, what you're going to see at the focus are children playing and learning side by side with their peers and with their educators who know so well the development of children and how to garner that learning through play.
That's great. How does the Tucson Unified School District, Celina, feel on just that topic, just the concept of play and learn?
That is our focus. So I can brag about the teachers and educators that we have in our department for having over 80 programs. One of our focus this year is purposeful play.
Oh.
And so we really focus on the social and emotional need of the child and also of the family. And so the important concept of the professional development that we also get through Quality First or that we also get through the district, it really helps the teachers understand that they're the facilitators and the learners of the children that are as young as 3, 4, and 5. And so play is a really great starting point for our children that participate in our programs.
I love it. Let's talk about those scholarships. So let's go back to there. Where do you normally send families if they're interested in learning more about the FTF scholarships?
So there are many different avenues for families to get their child care paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And we want our families in Pima County and across the state to know about all the different options. We do have our First Things First scholarships, also known as our Quality First scholarships. If you hear about PEEPs, those are all together. So when you hear about PEEPs, all of those things are braided together.
Okay.
And then there's also DES subsidies, and there are a number of other ways that those can be paid. When you are looking up information, where we tell parents to go first is Child Care Resource and Referral, or CCR&R it's known as.
Mm-hmm.
And they are kind of the hub for knowing about all of the different childcare options. And through their website, you can see and check off what your preferences are. Do you want a family care provider? Do you want a center-based provider? Do you need something close to your home? What available options are there? And if you call them, they'll be able to talk you through what's out there and point you in the right direction. At the same time, we know that sometimes when it comes to numbers and how many spaces are available at a center, that information may not always be up to date. So we always encourage you to call the local center that you're looking at, call the local provider, and make sure that there is space there to attend, and also if they have scholarships.
I am a phone call type of guy. I'm a meet in person type of guy. Does that organization, can you meet with a coach that just kind of helps you through this? Because when I look at forums like this, or I try to help a friend, it's often I'm like, they must have a counselor that walks you through it. Because I feel dyslexic when I look at forums sometimes. I think I might be suffering from some of that. You should see my taxes.
Yeah, we know that the process can be incredibly overwhelming for parents. Where do we go?
Mm-hmm.
Just a Google search, and it's very full of information. So you can call Child Care Resource and Referral. They will have someone on the phone, bilingual as well, who can call and talk to you about any of your questions, and they're happy to answer you.
No, and that's, again, important, that bilingual aspect, to really connect everybody. And you can hear, I almost get anxiety thinking about it, and I'm not even in the situation. It just sounds like being at the base of a mountain and looking all the way at the top is hard, and sometimes you need a Sherpa to get you all the way there. You need guidance. You need a guide. And I find that that's really one of the key things to getting involved with all these organizations and great organizations and meeting them, because that's how you're going to get the help. It makes it real and not this ethereal what if. It makes it like, oh no, I met the person who's actually working every day at their job to just help people like me. So that's really important. And I'm going to give you all the information on where you can go in the recap, all the websites and all that stuff. So don't worry about a thing. Are there other programs in Pima County that help families with young children have access to childcare?
Yeah, so as I said, there's a number of different ways in which children can have access to scholarships and to care around our city and around our area. I'm going to reiterate the Pima County Early Education Program Scholarships, or PEEPs, which here in Pima County are a unique way for children and families to be able to access high-quality care. High quality meaning they have been assessed, They have coaches, they have supports, and they have been vetted to the point where they said, yes, this is a high-quality center, and they have high-quality educators and a high-quality education happening. You can look that up through our Quality First website as well. In addition, we have our Department of Economic Security scholarships, or DES subsidies, that you can look up online. You can also apply for scholarships through their website and through your local office. So you can look up the information online and through the local office, because that's another way to be able to receive scholarships for childcare.
We're going to have all those websites for you, like I was saying. But now let's just ask some more personal questions of the two of you. I've asked a lot of these facts and figure questions and all that stuff. So now let's just talk about how you feel. What are some of the goals that you feel First Things First Arizona has, like going into 2024 and 2025?
Our goal is to be able to have every child have an opportunity to have a high-quality early childhood education and or supports to be able to succeed going into kindergarten.
A fair wish right there. Fair goal, I say. And what about you, Celina? What about a goal just for the Tucson Unified School District? What do you think is a goal that you're looking toward in the next year or two?
We would like to reach out to the community and say, hey, we have amazing classrooms with amazing staff members that are ready to just help your child get ready for kinder and beyond. The social and emotional aspect of it, we are really highly trained to support the families and know that we can meet your needs by having different types of programs, half day to full day. And just take advantage. We're here and we want to increase our enrollment.
Love it. Those are attainable. Now let's talk about something a little more epic. If you had one wish, a wish for the Tucson Unified School District, what would it be?
That there is a preschool classroom in every elementary to K-8 school, possibly high school and middle school as well, but that's kind of really big. Just so it's easily accessible for families just to walk down the street and have access to early education and high quality of that.
Love it. And high quality, again, makes me go right back to you. If you had one wish for your organization, what would it be for First Things First? And think back, it's a big wish. Make a wish.
That every child and family with young children has the supports they need to feel confident and supported in being parents and in their children growing and succeeding.
That's a great wish. It's a wish that we'll try to grant, and all of us together here in Tucson can do it just by getting involved, getting informed, and trusting our neighbors and our community leaders like the great folks here at First Things First, as well as the Tucson Unified School District. Because today, we made friends with Celina Robles, Preschool Program Coordinator for Tucson Unified School District, as well as Amy Morales-Baum, First Things First, Pima North Regional Director. Thanks for joining me today, ladies. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you.
This was Lifestyle Tucson. Bing bong bing, time for a recap. And I've got plenty of time for one, but that was such a great conversation with those two ladies because I really care about helping kids. This is a big deal. When I talk with folks on Lifestyle Tucson about how we're trying to help the youth out a lot, and especially helping our working parents. A lot of our parents have to work now. You can't have that, stay-at-home mom or dad, and it's very difficult to do that. So getting everybody the resources that we can get them through all of these great organizations in town that a lot of people don't even know about is the way to really get everyone up, lift everyone up. That's the thing. A rising tide raises all ships. So let's get you some of that information and the fact that you can call and find out all the information that you need from Arizona Child Care Resource and Referral, which is the central hub for the consumer education information and resources that Arizonans are seeking. Just give them a call. It's 1-800-308-9000. That's Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. They're there to answer your call, bilingual as well. Happy to do it. The website is azccrr.com with a map of locations and a searchable database. So very easy to find. Give it a call and really just get involved. I really want to thank our friends there for giving us so much information about all the programs that they're offering because there's a ton. And Peeps, I love them the most. I'm an official member of the Peeps fan club. Again, I'm talking about those delicious marshmallow treats, but Peeps means friends, and that's what we've got right here in the Tucson Unified School District with our fine folks that we met today. So I want to thank our new friends at TUSD as well as First Things First for joining me today. You've been listening to Lifestyle Tucson. If you're a nonprofit that would like to be on the show, email lifestyletucson@gmail.com. For more information about this program or to listen to something you may have missed, go to the Sunday Mornings page on klpx.com, kfma.com, mixfm.com, or espntucson.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes. I think it's Apple Podcasts now, Spotify, and Audible, or wherever fine podcasts are being educated, especially about where I'm hosting them. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Lifestyle Tucson, because I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, Frank Powers. And Toot Toot Tucson, I love you the most.